everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm joined with my two favorite YouTube hosts, Genty Maxi.
Hello.
And Terry Diamantis.
Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
I'm well. How about yourself?
You sound chipper.
I had my restrained rage yesterday, and then I decided to go to bed and get over it and try to take the day with a better mindset. And had a little chat with my brother this morning, and then felt better. Sometimes it's just knowing you're not the only person in your household that feels a certain way.
I'm also doing well. Terry, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right.
Are you tired?
What's that?
Are you tired?
Am I tired? Oh, of course.
We have to check on your health. It's important.
I sort of stop reporting that I'm tired. I don't want to like overplay that card, but yeah, no, I'm tired. I'm always tired.
We can agree, we're always tired. I've actually was sick most of the day, but I'm feeling okay now.
Well, that's good.
It was my own fault.
You do sound a little stuffed up, though.
Well, that's because I woke up recently. I was literally asleep until like 7:15, and I know how much PreAmp appreciates my sexy good morning voice, so I'm not too worried about it. This morning when I got up, early this morning, because I took a nap, early this morning I got up and I was like, I'm hungry, what am I going to eat? And I was like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. So I closed my eyes, I reached in the freezer and just pulled whatever I grabbed, and it was Hot Pockets.
Yeah, cool.
And I'll tell you right now, Hot Pockets do not make for a great breakfast.
I don't think I've ever tried them.
It is a pastry shell with the inside is cubes of ham and cheese.
Yep.
And all melty and tasty and all that kind of stuff. But on a morning stomach, wasn't the best idea. I'm still not.
With you, no. No, I could see that being a good idea.
Yeah, it turned out. But, I reached in and that's what I grabbed. I was like, okay, that's what I grabbed. This is kismet.
Yeah, the fates have spoken.
Absolutely. And I was going to abide by them. I chose poorly. So I actually saw that on Twitter today. Somebody referenced Indiana Jones. There's this girl named Tabitha. She's an ex-Marine and a big gun advocate. And she's funny. Married, 2 kids, that whole thing. But she really goes after people who are against guns in general. And she really, she's really very like, go ahead, say something, I'll shoot you, that kind of deal. You can tell. That's not what she's saying, but you can tell that she's ready for a fight at any point. Yeah. And she's there's very few people that I watch on Twitter that have that kind of attitude in the gun world. So she mentioned something about, well, when it comes to knives and guns, I'm going to choose a gun. And she says, haven't you ever seen Indiana Jones? Because there's a scene in Indiana Jones where he's fighting a guy with a big machete and he just pulls out his gun and that's it. It's a funny part of the movie and was not supposed to be in a movie. It was supposed to be a fight. They were supposed to fight each other. He was sick.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah. But I took that part of the movie and I clipped it myself and I uploaded it to my own YouTube channel and made it unlinked. So if you know the link, you can paste it. And even though it's not limited because it's short enough. So when I uploaded it, it said, this is copyright, but you can use it if you want.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
probably
excellent.
Because it's been memed. That clip has been memed so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go out on YouTube and look for it though, that specific clip is not 100% anywhere. I had to upload it myself. What's up there is versions of it that cut parts of it out, but the entire scene is nowhere on YouTube. So I had to actually go, because I have the movie, I had to go clip it out, compress it, and upload it to YouTube on my own channel to actually have the real scene available. So I posted it in there, and she sent me a DM. She's like, "I love you." Like,
yeah,
very funny, interesting morning. We need to say hi to people in chat. We've had a lot of people in chat today.
We do. Over on Rumble, we have Jack Gunsky, aka Trump Freedom. We have Cynic. We have JB. Casual dropped in. Green Badger, the indoors variety. Kividam is here. Tier Alexander, Spud Gun, and I think that's everyone. I'm not seeing any new names after that. Yeah, I think that's everyone. So apologies if I missed you, but there were a lot of people talking.
All right.
A wonderful problem to have.
Yeah.
You know, Keever's not Keevered. I was gonna say having a moment.
Yeah.
Totally. Thinking about my favorite friend. All of a sudden, like poof. All right, Kefki, you're back. All right. No, it's times when I'm doing streams with Kefki and you think that you're on live chat and you turn around and do something or you refresh for a second and it goes back to top chat and you're like, I want a permanent setting so I could just be like, yeah, I'm good with live chat. Stop changing it. Hi Hammer. How are you?
I'm good.
Hi Rotten. Hi Keevan. Hi Terry.
Hello.
Hi Keishel. Hi Six. Hi Duck Dog. Every time somebody brings up the maple syrup heist, I keep thinking you guys want pancakes, which if it's Lent, my understanding is you're supposed to be allowed to eat pancakes. Pancakes. Hi Pat. Hi Tier. Yep, that's it. Hi guys, how you doing?
And to cover the topics, address, I believe Hammer will be doxing himself.
Oh, what? What's this? What?
The topics you've got address is one of the topics. So I'm guessing you're going to be doxing yourself.
Oh yeah.
Dead Robin is apparently someone killed a bird in Hammer's neighborhood.
Oh,
and Disney he's just subscribed to Disney Plus. So I think it's to Hammer.
You can't be so far off. It's amazing. There's actually 4. I didn't post the 5th one. I could probably talk about that quickly because it's not really on the list, but have you heard about the Las Paludrinas Correctional Facility sponsoring fight clubs amongst the kids that they're being held there?
Oh, I did see that on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Philly D as well.
I took a nap. I didn't see that.
Yeah, supposedly they have like a little fight club where they would pit one guy and then just send person after person until that guy lost, and then they would put someone else in.
Hammer just broke the first 2 rules of Fight Club.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. I mean, these are officers, and it's not like 1 or 2. It was like 30.
Yeah. Oh no, it's disgusting that they're doing it, but.
And that office is not supposed to be open in the first place. It was supposed to be closed already, but there's some kind of emergency extension. They didn't have anywhere to put these kids, so they're in this bad situation. Can you imagine? It's like being in federal prison, and you're facing 10 other, and the guards are just sitting there watching you try to defend yourself. It's like,
yeah, that's not good.
Straight out of a horror movie. Because at some point you're going to be tired enough that someone's going to beat you.
Oh, of course.
So it's a lose-lose situation. You can defend yourself for a while. The only thing I could say is that you will definitely get a reputation. If you can beat 4 or 5 guys before you're beaten, no one's going to fuck with you.
Oh, yeah.
So
from what I've heard, reputation is very important in prison.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, so
You've never been to prison?
I'd be way off.
Jen's been to prison. Jen's a criminal, right, Jen?
Nah, I've never been to prison, but like that kind of stuff is part of why I get frustrated with our system. It's like I think things like, oh, we use the prison system to actually punish pedos, which sounds good. Like, you're locking up people. But no, what you're really thinking is we should have actually just hung them, but instead we sent them to prison so somebody in prison can deal with them. And then you look at stories like that and you're like, oh, okay, so you're using your prisoners for entertainment, like really gross entertainment.
I have been to jail, but not to prison. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be the bad boy and impress Peter Dam and Keishel or anything like that. But yeah, been to jail, but never been to prison. I was found not guilty.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's the society that we've built over the last 40 years that claims to be really, really about kindness, but we won't deal with anything. We won't deal with anything.
Hammer, did you go on Twitter and brag that you wipe your phone every day so you can't be incriminated?
Did he say he washed his phone, or how did he say that?
What?
I wipe my phone.
You think I don't wipe my phone every day?
I wonder
night?
I wonder how he means that. Does he like take a like alcohol and clean it? Is
No,
that what he's saying?
I think he means he deletes all the data from it. So
Oh,
that
okay, yeah, data cleaning.
So Jack is like, as much as Terry loves the indoors, I think even he would encounter problems with prison. Yeah, it's called other people, Jack.
Yes. I mean,
Terry's not inside because he likes the indoors. He's inside because he don't want to deal with people, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, but like if I had internet access and like solitary confinement and like
way to wash yourself in a
amenities,
sleep place, yeah.
If I had basic amenities and internet access, then I wouldn't mind solitary confinement. I mean, like, yeah, that's fine. As long as I have access to Twitter and like can get my social engagement through that, I don't have a problem with social isolation.
Ibrahim says, I like mischievous men, but not bad men. And there is a significant difference. And I was neither, to be honest with you. I was framed. I sound like Han Solo. It wasn't my fault. No, I was working in a place that was not a good place to be. And I had a billy club in my car. Just in case I went to get in my car and somebody attacked me, I grabbed the billy club and defend myself. And a cop was giving out tickets, and I was parked perfectly fine, but he shined a light inside the car and saw the billy club. And it was a weapon from his perspective. And he waited for me to get out of work because I was working second shift like Keyboard does. I came out at night. And he was waiting in front of me next to my car, just parked there like no big deal. And I was working in Center City, New Jersey. It was a Jersey cop. So you see them all over the place because it's the city. And as I'm approaching my car, he gets out. He says, "Is this your car?" I was like, "Yeah." He says, "It's not parked wrong." He says, "No." He says, "You're under arrest." I was like, "Okay, all right. I'll just turn around and put my hands behind my back." But yeah, he took me in, and I spent a night in jail. And the next morning, he went before the judge. And the judge is like, "What happened?" I said, "I have a billy club. I'm working second shift and just want to make sure I can defend myself." And the judge says, "Oh, that makes sense." She says, "But you're not supposed to have it where people can see it. She's tucked underneath the seat so that the police don't take care of it." She says, she says, "What do you do?" I says, "I work for the government." And she says, "What do you do?" I says, "I print your check."
No, dear.
Not guilty. That was the end of that. No charges, nothing. Cop came up and apologized to me afterwards.
That's
a member of the government.
That's one of the most difficult things I had with some of my shifts was just getting there and back, because if it's dark and you live in a city, it's always dangerous. There's no point where you don't feel uncomfortable, even if the city's like my city's a decent place.
This is Center City, Trenton. It's like one of the worst places in the entire state.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just you have to be able to defend yourself. I get that it's not about like going out and killing somebody, but I still had my brother's flashlight for like a month, even though it didn't function, just because it works as a club.
Yeah, I mean, this was a legit police billy club. I mean, it had it was the club, but it had the spur where you can hold it with your hand and use it to block.
Right.
It wasn't just a straight up club. It had that little, so you can kind of, that was the whole idea behind it, is that someone was going to punch me or hit me, I'd be able to, not like I was particularly good at fighting or anything like that, but I just wanted to have something. And I thought it would be
better than nothing.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a bad option to bring a gun. So I just said, well, let me just get a billy club. They'll at least be hand to hand. Unless they pull a gun on me, I have a fighting chance. I'm not a small guy, so.
And do you have to call it a William Club at first, and then as you get to know
it becomes Billy, and then it becomes Bill Club.
Yeah,
my buddy Bill. That was my only visit to the locker. I was locked up. It was an experience though, because I wasn't the only person in the cell. That was fun.
Yeah, I've been stopped by the police. Like there was a crime committed in the area, and I guess the perpetrator happened to be wearing similar clothes to me, so I was on my way to uni. And they stopped me and asked me some questions, and then they called Like they asked for my home number, so I gave it to them. They called my parents, and then like obviously they said who I was, and they backed up my story. And they're like, okay, well you're free to go. I was like, okay, but that's it. That's the only experience I've had on the wrong side of the police.
Mm. Well, you've been stopped for traffic, right?
I don't drive.
You don't drive at all?
Nope, I don't even have a license.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, then you have a license, right?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
I've
Always
always lived walking distance from a train station, so I've never really needed one.
I should probably qualify it. I don't have a license either, so.
That's pretty much it. Like, don't get me wrong, I have regrets now, but I've always lived within walking distance or within like transit distance to anywhere I needed to be. Even when it came to groceries, I could easily just carry you live by yourself, so it's just you eating, you know.
Absolutely.
So you're not carrying that much home.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you identify? I mean, how do you identify yourself with papers? How do you...
It's not often that I need to, but if I do know that I'll need ID, I bring my passport.
Oh, you have a passport. How about you, Jen? You have a passport?
I have a passport, but I also have a general ID. Like you can go to AMA and get like a regular citizen card. So I do have proper ID. But yeah, I have my passport would have to be renewed. I mean, I think it's still valid, but it would need to be renewed. And I just don't want to deal with the
most people will still take an expired passport. Yeah.
It
depends how recently expired. I think in Australia, you've got like 1 or 2 years. If it's been expired less than that, people can still take it as ID. But like, I couldn't show the first passport that I ever got when I was a teenager, because that'd be like, no, that's.
How long do passports last?
10 years.
10 years. How about you, Jen? How long does your passport last?
I think it's about that. Like, I'd say about 8 to 10 years. I just even with mine, like. Because I have the general ID, I just don't bother with the passport. Like, do I still have mine? Yeah. Like, would I use it to go travel? Fuck no. You know, even if I took that one now, I would still have to use like other things to prove that it's still valid. I would just take it so that it's easier to get a new one. You know, it's just the only reason I haven't updated it is because updating it up here is like pulling teeth. I always thought that was a rumor with everybody, but no, you're looking at something that'll take you, I don't know, like 6 months if you're lucky. For me, it'll probably take over a year.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I always make a point of renewing mine before it expires, because otherwise you have to reprove your identity. So you've got to bring like 100 points of ID all over again. It's like, no.
Well, this is different than America. America, all you have to do is take your old passport, put it in the mail, and send it to them, and you'll get a new one back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's that simple if it's still valid here. So if I go to the post office and I've got a still current passport, then renewing it is very, very simple. But once it's expired, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
It's kind of always been a thought and a plan of mine that if I ever wanted to travel anywhere that wasn't just in Canada, because I don't need a passport for in Canada. It's if I were to cross the border to the US. Yep, exactly. Yeah, automatically I have to plan a year in advance, just so I can get that passport done in advance, because I would want that at least 6 months before I'm going anywhere. I would want it. So okay,
makes sense.
But I don't go anywhere.
No.
I keep meaning to, but every time I go somewhere, like something happens, like I lost my job.
No, I mean, I don't intend to travel overseas anytime soon, but you do need ID, and I don't want to learn how to drive just to get ID. So passport it is.
I'm not really a big traveler. I mean, I had to go to Canada just because it was part of my job, and if I wanted to travel, that's probably the only place I would really want to go that would be relatively inexpensive. Everything else I'm flying. Well, I guess I would have to fly to Canada anyway. I'm not northeast enough to drive. That'd be a long drive.
It's like Europe has a lot of beautiful places that I'd like to see, but the problem is like anywhere that I go, I can't translate the language, you know, and that automatically is a little bit of a deterrent to me, because you're only going to meet so many people in Italy who can speak English. Some people will, and they're friendly people.
If you're going to Italy, you're all right.
If you stick to touristy areas, you'll be fine. Like if you go to Rome, you'll be fine. If you go to some remote Italian village, then you'll have a much harder time finding people who speak English.
But whereas if I go to the US, well, here's the thing. Yes, the US has problems, but there's plenty of places in the US that I could go and have an amazing time just simply because I can talk to people.
Just make sure you can speak Mexican if you go visit.
Everybody can speak. I mean, most countries can speak English just fine. It's actually very common for people. Like I said, I've always wanted to go to Scotland. If I was ever to fly anywhere significant, I always wanted to go to Scotland. But they, Ireland, Wales, they all speak English.
Yeah. So. No, I mean, it's the most common language for a reason. It's like everyone speaks it because being able to communicate with America is very, very important for like just general international trade. And most of the internet is in English. So most people will have a motivation to learn English if it's not their native language.
Yeah.
It just makes the traveling easier. It's not just about having a conversation with somebody. It's also it's just easier to get information. Because I if I was traveling, the last thing I'd want to be, and I'll be real, I know I'm bringing this guy's name up a lot, but I don't want to be a Johnny Somali if I go to travel. I'd actually like to have some self-respect for myself and enjoy myself and maybe make some friends when I go.
The only reason I would ever travel would be to meet people that I'm already friends with. So if I went to America, I might meet Gunsky or Frosted or Hammer or someone that I'm already friends with. I'm not going to go to America just to see, like, the Statue of Liberty or something. I have zero interest in that. I would only be going for the people that I'm already friends with.
Tier says in chat, no hammer, they speak King's English. We speak colonial English. I would say at this point in time, we don't really, at least in America, we don't really speak English. We speak American. I think it's diverged enough that you could call it separate.
I think too much of the English language has become Americanized. Like no one spells jail with a G anymore, and I'm very sad about that.
Well, the problem I have, I think, mostly when traveling is that I am American. That I would, I would want to try to, and I would probably, just outright lie and say I'm from Canada, because
I wouldn't.
Well, it's better than saying you're American.
Not right now. It isn't. If you were to go to, if you go to India right now and tell them you're from Canada,
India. I know you got to get a thing going with India, but I mean, the places that I mentioned, like Scotland and stuff like that.
Canadian you go to Scotland and they're going to treat you like shit too.
I just looked over on Rumble and the Spud Gun also mentioned the jail with a G or a J. I never see it spelled with a G anymore. Literally never. I don't know anyone who spells it with a G anymore.
It's like right now, the only reason some Europeans are being mildly nicer to Trudeau is because they dislike Trump more. Like most people reacting right now are just letting you know they are TDS sufferers. They're
well, I mean, we're doing tariffs and people are not happy with that. And we're pulling Ukraine and people are not happy with it. These are things that Canada's not doing. So we're in shit.
A lot of what Trump is doing is technically right. Like, even though the way he's going about it is harsh, it is a bully doing it. Those guys have had years to fix their problems. Like Greenland is an example. Like, we know what's wrong with Greenland. We know why they would have issues, but they've been ignored by their own people. It's the same in Canada. Like, as if you can't tell that what Trudeau was doing up here wasn't like fucking crazy. Like, not just the trucker convoy, but everything else. Like, he doesn't.
That was bad, man. That trucker convoy freezing people's accounts. That was bad. That was really bad.
It was leading from that to he really wanted to kidnap our ability to speak on social media. He really wants to cap my ability to talk to you about things that are going on up here. It's this whole, oh, well, we need to stop the spread of misinformation. I'm like, I don't know shit about a lot of what's going on. I'm expressing an opinion based off of what it looks like. You know, I could bring up articles, but like, what articles am I supposed to bring up aren't being paid for by the government? I seek out opinions half the time.
If I were to travel, I would try to fake a different accent.
Mm-hmm.
I would spend time learning an accent so that people would not immediately see that I'm American.
Pretend to be Australian, to be honest.
All you have to do is not use the letter R, and you're 90% there.
Yeah.
Pretend to be Australian. Pretty much the world views Australia as like punishing itself.
Yeah.
So they don't care. They're like, okay, well, you're still punishing yourself. Sorry, Terry.
No, I think it's true that Americans have a uniquely negative reaction as tourists in other places because, from what I've heard, France is supposed to be like incredibly rude, but only to Americans.
They hate us. They really do. Yeah. I don't understand why, because all we did was save them from the Nazis. So I don't understand what they're so upset about. Maybe it's the fact that we did that.
Maybe it's because you keep reminding them of that they don't like you.
Maybe. Well, I mean, Americans are pretty rude and ignorant when it comes to that kind of stuff. If somebody doesn't speak your language, they're stupid about it. They start yelling. Like, more volume is going to make you understood.
With France, it's sometimes not what you did recently. It's what you did in the past further back that still has them holding a grudge. And so if you're thinking France, a lot of people in France will hold a grudge against you because they consider the war that got you your freedom to be a waste of their money. And
you paid them
a lot of people, you did, but that's French for you. They're like, oh, our people were starving to death while we were fighting for you and all that bullshit. and they forget all the stuff that you've done since then. Not everyone in France is like that. It's just some of them are like, oh, you are the cause of our problems.
This is a problem because people don't understand history. That's what it comes down to, because the French didn't fight for us. The French fought against the Brits, not for us. We just happened to be there at the time. We provide them with a land that they could use to fight the British, but they weren't really fighting for us. They were fighting against them. So we don't really owe them anything, even though we did pay them back for all the work they did. On the other hand, most Americans don't know that the French saved us, you know, so they don't give that respect.
I find that reasoning with a lot of Europeans is sometimes it's like you'll bring up something that's like, well, yeah, but you know that they did this. And they're like, well, yeah. And they shrug it off. It's like they know that it happened, but they're so hyper focused on something that happened before that you already paid them back for.
Really need a goodwill ambassador.
They do it to each other too.
I think if you want a non-American accent, go Indian, and then all you need to learn is the phrase "Sir, do not redeem, sir," and then oh no, he's an Indian. Okay, I believe. I'll get you your gift cards.
My accent would be 7-Eleven. That probably wouldn't fly. I don't know what you're going to do today. You know, you're like, what? This guy's not the right color for that voice.
It's like
I have to do Scottish or Irish because I'm just too phosphorescent to pass as anything else. I'm amongst American white people. I am whiter than everybody else here. You don't understand. I can put my arms out and you can definitely see all the blue veins in my arms.
Yeah,
I am so white, transparent. It's ridiculous.
I don't like the blue veiny look. That's
kind of. What am I going to do?
I mean, there's nothing you can do. I'm just saying, there's like the thought of seeing someone's veins through their skin is like, yeah.
Well, I mean, if next year for Halloween you really like went with the zombie look, it would do well.
Yeah.
I'm not green. I'm white.
Like the zombie franchise did really well with that kind of stuff, you know, like, oh, you're pale with really vague. Oh, okay, we're gonna make you a zombie, get you some contacts.
Dirt on
me. If you want people to think you're green, you just put a please recycle sticker on your shirt. Problem solved.
It is 9:30, so I'm going to set up the poll for tonight.
Yes, good idea.
For those who weren't on Rumble, tonight's outro artist is Elton John.
And,
music. Go ahead and handle our chat while I get this done real quick.
Spudgun is calling you an Alabaster Savage. No, only the hosts of the corner have earned that prestigious title. So me, Gunsky, Moonshock, and Frosted, we are the Alabaster Savages. It's an exclusive club.
I am a snow ape.
Yeah, there you go. You can be a snow ape. Or a mayo monkey or whatever else they happen to call it.
I haven't heard that one. Mayo monkey. Okay. All right, I'll have this pull up in just a moment here. Almost done. Here we go. Poll tonight. Island Girl, Philadelphia Freedom, Crocodile Rock. I'm still standing. I don't want to poison the well. I'm not advocating for anything. As a matter of fact,
I see your attempt to dissuade people from voting by misspelling Crocodile Rock.
Did I misspell it? I was wondering why there's a red line underneath it.
Yeah.
But this is just a simple story that has nothing to do with it. There was a place in Philadelphia. It was an arena called the Spectrum. And the Philadelphia Flyers, our hockey team, professional hockey team, played there. And I'd been there many, many times because both me and my brother were Flyers fans, especially during the times of Bernie Perrant and Hextall. But I used to go see concerts there. I saw Bowie, I saw Benatar, and I saw Elton John there. And of all the times I've been there, at least 100 times I've been to the Spectrum. Of all the times I've been there, the only time where I thought that my hearing was in danger was Elton John. And it wasn't because of the music. He was in Philadelphia and he played Philadelphia Freedom. And the fans went fucking nuts. They went crazy. I'm literally, you can barely hear the music because the fans are so loud, especially at the beginning and the end. I mean, you can hear it more in the middle, but I literally, I'm in the crowd and I'm not that close to the band. I mean, maybe a third of the way away. So not bad seats, but not great seats. And I literally had to put my hands over my ears because of the volume of the crowd. It was crazy.
See, that's why I would hate to go to a concert. I don't want to hear the crowd. I want to hear the music. So
well, it was a song he was playing, though. I mean, we're in just outside. We're actually in Philadelphia. It's in Philadelphia, and he's playing Philadelphia Freedom. Everyone's like, ah.
But I don't want to hear that. If I want to hear the song, I don't want to hear the crowd. That's why I don't even like listening to live music on YouTube because they do that annoying thing where they stop singing and they put the microphone to the crowd. Like, no, I don't want to hear the crowd sing. The crowd can't sing. You sing. That's your job. You have one job. Fucking do it.
Well, it's different from listening to them on the radio and watching them in person because you get a whole nother set of sensory input. You get to see them do it in front of you as opposed to just hearing a song on the radio. So you get that added. I'm more there to see them perform the song than to hear it because I've heard it before. I know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's also every once in a while, and it's rare, you find out that the artist is actually better in person than they are recorded.
Yeah.
Like they're actually able to show you more of what they're capable of doing per song.
It was definitely very, very entertaining. It was very entertaining. Just the presentation, not just the lights and all that kind of stuff, but he's a character. He's a funny guy.
Give me the edited version where they do 500 takes and they use the best bits of 500 different versions and then they make it sound perfect. And it's like, that's the one I want to listen to. I don't want to listen to you fucking up and making mistakes and getting shouted over by the crowd. None of that shit is appealing to me. Just the good version of the song, please.
Yeah. Well, I think when did I mention, was it last week? I was talking about the band Econoline Crush. Was that last week that I was talking about that?
I don't keep track of
maybe not.
of which week things.
You forgot last week's show already.
Yeah.
I have they're a very fairly unknown band. But they did come up with a couple of songs, and I like them a lot. I mean, it's not ELO. It's not like huge band that everyone knows kind of deal. It's like an obscure band, but their music, well, you wouldn't equate it to me because it's kind of metal. It was a really great band. It was like a progressive metal band. It was really interesting. I think no, I was talking on Discord about it. That's where I was talking about it. Anyway, I had a video of one of their songs that I like. The song is called "Sparkle and Shine," and it's pretty hard song. And I had a video, and it was only like 480p, and it was mono.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, that's the one you fixed the song up yourself.
Yeah. I was like 480p mono. So yeah, I upscaled it to 1080p because I couldn't find anything bigger anywhere. I mean, even sites that you would think you could find it. What's that one that begins with D? Daily Motion. You think you can find videos there and stuff like that you can't find on YouTube. Wasn't there. So trying to find it was very difficult. I had the only copy that I could find that was everywhere else was exactly the same as the copy I had. So I upscaled it,
Right.
and I took this song, the audio out, and I have the DVD from the band, and I ripped it off the DVD and overlaid it onto the video, and it was perfect. I didn't have to change any timing or anything like that, or cut anything out or anything like that kind of stuff. So it went from being this really shitty video that I didn't like to a really nice one now. So that when I go through and I play videos, I just grab my video director and I say, play all these songs, and I'll put it on my TV and I'll go do the dishes, and I'll watch it and listen to it while I'm playing. And now it looks nice, so I think having the presentation of the video, I think the video for songs changes the song.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, I liked One Headlight. I can't remember who it's by. It's by Bob Dylan's son, The Wallflowers.
Okay.
It's called One Headlight. But if you listen to the song, it sounds kind of. But if you watch the video is very cool. And when you watch the video, the song seems to make more sense.
Right.
So.
Because a lot of the time the video will provide context for the song. It's like
there was no video for Island Girl at all. It was just him doing it in concert was the only video. And if you go out on YouTube and look for it, you'll just find videos of the album cover.
Oh, okay.
There's no release of any specific video to go along with it. As opposed to like the Baja Men, you can't find that video you can't find that song without the video as well.
Yeah.
Because the video has lots of TNA, so they're going to promote that as much as they possibly can.
Of course, yeah.
So, but
no, I do like that song. I do like Who Let the Dogs Out. It's
the bass line shakes the shit out of my house. As its initial note, it's like a low D. It just the whole house just rumbles. It's like
any song that makes me laugh gets bonus points.
Well, they're singing "Who Let the Dogs Out," but if you listen to the bass tune behind it, goes. When they hit that the end of that phrase, I get a big kick out of that. I love that. So the VLC comes with an EQ where you can EQ the music, so when you play it sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, so I play it through VLC, and it just you see all the lights dimming down. How are we doing on the poll?
We have a tie.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's a surprise.
We've actually got a double tie because the top two are tied and the bottom two are tied.
Oh man, you guys do this to me on purpose.
Yeah,
I think they do. I think they do.
Sorry.
You can't hurt me in this one because I love all 4 songs. So
well, that's good. I would hope that you're not picking songs you hate for the poll.
Well, sometimes I do just because I hate them doesn't mean the people in chat hate them. So.
See, I think you should abuse your power. You're the one picking the songs. You can forcibly only include songs you like.
Yeah. That wouldn't be very many songs. I couldn't come up with 4 for most artists then.
Fair enough.
Most artists have like 5, 10 songs. I like 2. Yeah.
Picky.
Yeah, that's an interesting tie. I wouldn't have picked that either. I wouldn't have picked that.
I mean, I would have picked those two songs as the two
Really?
most popular. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, those are the two. When you asked me to guess, those were the two I guessed right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Before we had the Rumble stream a couple of days ago, I was talking to Terry about the artist and the songs we were picking, and I picked the 4, and I gave him the option to tell me what 4 I picked, and he picked 2 of them right away, first 2, back to back, and then the other 2.
I didn't know the other 2. Yeah.
Well, you couldn't really know the other 2 because besides those first 2 that you picked, I think everybody knows those songs. And everyone knows lots of his music, but then what comes third and fourth, he's got like 50 songs. I literally had 26 on my list to start with.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, how am I going to whittle this down? But I do have to say that when you get to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th songs, there's a little bit of bias there.
Yeah.
So
there's my mind went immediately to The Lion King. Like,
can
you said
the love tonight.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
I just made Keyword and wins.
just you went picking Elton John song, and my mind immediately went to the Lion King soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't even know what the name of that song is, but that was in the Lion King. That was a love scene between Nala and
Can You
Simba.
Feel the Love Tonight and Circle of Life were the 2 main ones.
Yeah, I can't do James. No one can do James.
Yeah.
Simba. I can't get that low. Even just waking up. My voice is still not right. I don't know what's going on. Usually it doesn't last as long. But it was fun picking them because I got to listen to almost all of his songs. I was like, I like this one, I like that one, I like this one, I like that one. Second and third were tough choices. I don't even know if Island Girl is like allowed to be played anymore. It's about a black hooker.
Well, I mean, sex work is real work, Hammer. What are you talking about?
I can't imagine that being played in a concert. He probably never has it on his list of songs that he's going to play. It's if you listen to it, it's pretty controversial. What's he going to do in the white man's world? Oh, that's a bad line.
See, to touch on the topics, I'm guessing Dead Robin. Maybe one of the actors who played Robin has died. I just checked.
Talk about the topics? Who wants to talk about the topics?
I just checked, and Burt Ward is still alive, so it's not him. So maybe a different actor who's played Robin over the years. Is Chris O'Donnell still alive?
Make the topics that I don't want to talk about. Well, we did talk about Fight Club. It wasn't on the list. It was on your list. It wasn't on anyone else's list. It's on my list, but
yeah.
But yeah, well, I guess I can go over what they are. Address. That's Trump's. I guess we call it a State of the Union kind of deal that he had the other night. His State of the Union address is where that comes from. Dead Robin is about the fast food franchise Red Robin, and then Disney. Well, roll the dice. What's the top 15 stories about Disney? There's always something going on with them. So.
Yeah.
Is there one you're interested in? You want to actually talk about?
No, I just made the dead bird joke at the start. I thought I'd make a dead actor joke towards the end because I've never heard of, much less eaten that Red Robin. So I don't know what they sell. I don't know what kind of food they serve, but apparently they're going out of business.
It's a good old American food. It's hamburgers and that kind of thing, but like not like your McDonald's hamburgers are like an 1/8 of an inch wide. I mean, they're like hamburgers, like a 1/2 inch.
Okay.
Cooked thick hamburgers, lettuce, tomato, onion, cheese.
They're good hamburgers, not McDonald's.
Yeah, no, they're really. I mean, it's like a $12 hamburger. It's like pretty. It's not quite Five Guys, but.
Well, see, I don't know what Five Guys is either.
Oh, Five Guys is.
But I'm guessing they priced themselves out of the market with the economic situation where most Americans can't afford a $12 hamburger anymore.
Well, I don't know if they priced themselves out of the market because a lot of other higher ender kind of food sources are $12 as well. It's just that everybody's depressed in that market. It's not just Red Robin. They're just feeling it more. Whataburger's down.
McDonald's is probably going to do fine because they're cheap.
Yeah,
And like,
Fuddruckers is down. I mean, all the places that sell like really high-endy, food for the
the,
masses kind of
the,
deal,
the,
they're all
the
down.
places I've never heard of are the ones that are suffering. That kind of makes sense.
Well, they're big here. I mean, I don't know what the big places are for you because burgers are not, really your cuisine as much as it is here. Burgers are
Right.
America, so
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, some of the bigger food chains here that are not fast food, like In-N-Out's just doing fine because they're like McDonald's. Burger King's doing fine,
Yeah.
relatively. McDonald's, all that kind of stuff, they're fine because their burgers are like $3 to $5 depending what you get. You get a double cheeseburger, it's $3. You get a Whopper,
See,
it's
I think
$5.
if I wanted a good hamburger, it wouldn't be from like a big name place. It'd be like a local milk bar that just has a grill and they happen to
Yeah.
make really good hamburgers. That's the kind of place that, in my mind, if I think where do I go for a good hamburger, I'd have to find somewhere like that.
Well, to explain Five Guys and how great their burgers are, their burgers are never frozen. They come in a bread tin, a metal bread tin, and it's just a big lump of ground beef in a bread tin. That's where it comes in, and they take it and they form it in front of you and put it on the grill. It's not a hockey puck that they toss on like McDonald's does. It's actually beef that someone has taken their gloved hands, so it's nice and clean, and formed it on. It's just they just grab some ground beef. It's not like pre-done. It's real.
Yeah,
it's like mom would make kind of thing.
I do know.
You can taste
know
it.
one thing. I do know one thing about. I think it was Five Guys. There's this black guy. I think his name drops. Someone made a song out of his review for Five Guys, and it was quite an amusing song. He's like, "Damn, damn, damn, crispy crunch. Like, you bite the fry bites back, my man."
Yeah. No, that's another thing. Their fries don't come frozen in a whatchamacallit, in a bag that they dump into a fryer, like McDonald's does.
Yeah.
What they have is inside the restaurant, sitting on pallets, are potatoes. So they take those potatoes that are fresh potatoes,
Yeah.
and cut them in front of you, and then put them in the fryer.
That's pretty good.
So, I know. So it's high end. It's just absolutely delicious. It's just absolutely delicious. I'm just sitting here talking about my mouth's watering like crazy because the burgers are so good. And Red Robin isn't far behind. They have endless fries. So if you order fries, you get as many fries as you want for as long as you want. And they're steak fries.
The song version of the review, my favorite line is they've got the guy saying, "You know the difference between a weak burger and a burger that has strength? A weak burger you can eat and still talk, but a burger that has strength takes up all the oxygen and all the moisture in your mouth, and all that comes out is
This is a commercial?
No. So this is a YouTuber.
Oh, YouTube.
He did a review. He did a review of Five Guys, and then
a great review.
No. A different YouTube channel took his review and made a song out of it.
Okay. That does sound like a great review, though. I mean, you're not just saying, "Oh, this is good and that's bad," and on to something else. He actually put some effort in. That's pretty funny. How are we doing on the? I want to end the.
We have a 13th vote, so they unfortunately did not break the tie. Well, not the tie that matters anyway.
They broke. They
broke the tie for third and fourth. But first and second is still tied.
How many votes do we have?
Oh,
13
and
votes.
Six in chat has given us a list of all the actors who've played Robin and have subsequently died.
Oh,
so quite a lot of them. Any of them could be the dead Robin that you put in the title.
Well, as we've been speaking about it in burgers and that kind of stuff, the actual deal here is that Red Robin is going to close 70 of their stores for low performance.
Yeah.
So they obviously have some stores that are in better areas that are doing just fine, but the ones that are performing not so great. I can tell you right now, there's one in Virginia that was 10 minutes from my house. Very, very nice Red Robin, like built from the ground up, parking lot, brand new kind of deal. they were underperforming. I can tell you that right now.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's bad that they're closing down, but I mean, it's good that there are places that have like high quality burgers.
Yeah.
Because
there is no Red Robin around me now that I know, but there is a Five Guys in the city.
I mean, McDonald's is like fine if you just want something quick and easy, but if you want something that's actually like really, really good, it's good to have options that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, sitting here thinking the only place I know that makes a good high-end burger, but that's really the best burger. There are no In-N-Outs or any of that kind of stuff here. That's all West Coast. But there is no Fuddruckers nearby. Whataburgers on the West Coast, so they're not out here. The only two big ones are Fuddruckers and Red Robin, but neither one of them are near me. There might be some somewhere else that I don't know about, but the only good high-end burger place is Five Guys, and that's fine because I think they're number one anyway. I don't really. Good.
No, I mean the songified version of the Five Guys review. If I'm ever in America, I've got to try him.
Yeah, you really do have to try it though. They're right. They're right. You really do have to try it. You'll be amazed. I can guarantee you'll be amazed.
I don't know if I'll be able to finish eating because last time I went to America, the serving sizes were just so ridiculously huge that like I don't know if I could eat a full American-sized meal and not have my stomach explode.
Well, the deal with Five Guys is it's a good-sized burger, but it's not that big. You'd have no problem with the burger, and you'd probably have plenty of room for some fries, but not all of them, because there's another thing that Five Guys does is they take their container of fries, which is just a cup, and they fill the cup, right? And then they put the burger and the cup in the bag, and then they pour another full helping of fries in on top of those.
Oh, okay.
So anytime you ask for fries, you actually get two sets of fries, one that's in the cup and another cup full on top. So you get lots of fries, but their fries are so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, you bite the fry bites back, my man.
Yeah, it's funny too because you order small fries and you still get the dump. And you order large fries and you get a dump anyway. So it's like you're going to get so many fries you're not going to be able to finish them anyway. Whenever I do that, I mean, because they're fresh, you'll have fries that are not very well formed, where it's just might be just like mostly skin or something like that. Because you're just getting real fries right from a potato in front of you. So you're not going to get a perfect cut every time. Like McDonald's, it's going to make sure it has this much and that much and this much and that much. These guys are just going chop, throw it in, and there you go. And they're worried about the taste, not the presentation. So what I do is I just pick the good fries.
Cynic in chat says the best burger he's ever had was a servo outside a small town in New South Wales. And that's kind of like what I was saying with like the milk bars. Yeah, it's going to be some obscure thing that like, it's not going to be like a franchise. It's going to be like this guy who has like a grill at the back and like that's his. It's not going to be like a big franchise that everyone knows.
There are places you can go to get a good burger from other places, like really good burgers, but they're not burger joints. They're not designed for American fare. They're usually steakhouses.
Oh, okay.
You know, so if you go to like Steak and Ale, they don't have many in the northern area anymore. They're mostly south now. Steak and Ale is a steakhouse. Tombstone is a steakhouse. Even Outback here is more Americanized than it is. You know, if you come to the Outback here, it's not like an Outback would be where you are. You know?
I don't think we actually have like Outback steakhouses in Australia. I've never seen one. If we do, then they must be after I decided to stop going outside because I've not encountered them in my time outside.
But yeah, you can get a good burger there. It's not great. It's not like Five Guys where it's just like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it is nice compared to getting the slop, literally the slop that you get when you get to McDonald's or something like that.
Johnny says a questionably clean grill. That is the most important part of a good burger. Absolutely. Yeah.
To be honest with you, if I want to get something quick and easy, I'd much rather go to Chick-fil-A and get a chicken sandwich. For as Americanized as I am, I'm your typical American beef, man. Give me beef. I really like going to Chick-fil-A more than anything
Chick-fil-A
else.
is the other one I really want to try. If I
should.
ever find myself in America, I've heard so many good things about Chick-fil-A that I am curious. I would like to try it.
Do they have Chick-fil-A's in Canada? Canada?
Yep.
Hmm.
What do you think
we
of
do.
Chick-fil-A? Is it Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? Which one do you like?
It's okay.
I hate you.
Those are
Chick-fil-A
great.
is awesome. Chick-fil-A is awesome. How could it just be okay? Do you have something else that's better?
It could also just be a Canadian effect. Like, we don't necessarily do the portions that you guys do, so sometimes we'll get ads where we're like, oh, that looks good. And then we get our version, and it's like,
Well, that's advertising. I mean, the actual taste of the food. Is there a chicken place that you guys have up there? Like, you have a different... you don't have Starbucks. You have something. What's it called?
Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons,
That's just a coffee donut shop. I mean,
Right.
like,
I was
you can
comparing
get,
it to Starbucks. Yeah.
yeah, like, I mean, oh, it's better than Starbucks. You'll get better food there than
You know,
Starbucks for one thing.
I agree.
But if I were to do chicken, yeah, I'd rather go to a smaller place, because a lot of places.
Is there a fast foody kind of place kind of like Chick-fil-A that does chicken better? Because we have chicken here is either Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. There's really two big chicken places. Do you have somebody that competes with Chick-fil-A there that's Canadian only or mostly Canadian?
I wouldn't know if they're Canadian only, but there has been a franchise lately that, like, we don't always buy from there because they're a little expensive, but
Yeah.
they're really good when we get it. It's called a Mary Brown's. I don't know if that's
Mary
Canadian or not.
Brown's. It's definitely not
But-
American.
But they make their focus more about chicken, so like their burgers are better, that kind of stuff. It's just you could tell they're buying a chicken and then processing it a bit themselves instead of frozen.
Yeah. That's I don't know how much you know about Chick-fil-A, but their logo is 3 cows holding a sign that says "Eat more chicken."
Yeah, I've seen that.
CHIKN, I think is how it's pronounced or how it's spelled on the thing. MOAR, eat more chicken. Pretty cute. The problem is they're not open on weekend or not open on Sunday.
For Australia, if I want chicken, there's either KFC, which is like the obvious one. There's Red Rooster, which is really good. I do like Red Rooster. And then there's like more the Portuguese style chicken. So you've got like a Porto and Nando and a Galo. All sort of similar thing. There's like a chili chicken burger, which is so yeah. That's where I would go if I wanted it. If I wanted a chicken, I would probably go to one of those places. Most likely Red Rooster because they're like the big name one.
There's a Red Rooster near me, but it is a kind of I wouldn't say classy. It's Americana, but it's a more of a diner, more of a restaurant. It's not someplace you're gonna order something and walk out. You're gonna go in and sit down and have some wine and that kind of stuff. But it's a single owner. I actually know the owner.
Apparently, a Popeyes is opening near Cynic later this year.
Oh, really?
I've never been to Popeyes. If I didn't watch Monkey, I would not know that Popeyes was a thing. I had literally never heard of them and was extremely confused when he mentioned them because I was thinking of the Sailor Man who likes his spinach, and I was wondering what the hell he had to do with chicken. Yeah, that guy. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
I've had all as I can stand. I can't stand this no more. Sorry, I didn't talk over top of you. Good.
Yeah. No, I was just thoroughly confused because I didn't know there was a chicken place called Popeyes, and it made no sense to me.
It's Southern chicken, so it's more of a spicy chicken than Chick-fil-A is.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had it a couple times. I didn't like it. Okay. Yeah, I've had Popeyes a couple times. Didn't like it. Too spicy for me. We're past 10 o'clock already. Can you believe it?
It goes quick.
It's those burgers.
We get talking. We get talking.
Yeah.
Food and music. The entire stream. Food and music.
That'll do it. That'll fill up time.
I guess I should pick a song for the end of the show then.
You'll have to because there's still
I know because no one else. I will say, although I like I'm Still Standing better as a song, my first girlfriend's name was Susan.
I was so hoping you're going to say it was Crocodile.
And yeah, there was literally a time in our music class where we had a chance to play music, and she was my first crush. She wasn't my first girlfriend, and I literally played Crocodile Rock on
Nice.
the turntable with her standing next to me.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, literally the lyric of the song is "Me and Susie had so much fun sitting next to the record machine." So I will.
Well, I say pick that then.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose Crocodile. I'll give it a second to see if anybody wants to challenge me.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
No.
Yeah. Well, we got to what? Technically 2.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Disney, but
who wants to talk about Disney anyway?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say about Disney is I laughed earlier when I realized they were using Snow White to sell Allegra, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Selling like
what?
Like what? Yeah, Allegra. You know the drug you take for allergies. I'm like, why are you connecting Snow White with allergies? Is she snorting something? Is it really brown snow or white snow? What kind of snow are we talking about here, Disney?
Questions you don't want answered. Questions you don't want answered.
You never know at Disney. It could be anything.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. All right. You guys have anything else?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. We'll get out of here then. Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember, Minions are live every evening, and soon maybe even on Tuesday, with most shows starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern 6 days a week. Host and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the Rumble pre-show. That stream usually starts about half an hour before YouTube, but actually started earlier than that tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good week, guys.